Hello, guys. Um, this is your instructor again. Some of you guys asked me about how they can complete the project using Excel. Yesterday I posted a video for Tableau. So I was originally not um, planning to give you any instruction on Excel because some functions are already available and it's kind of like easy to find around. But I think I decided to give some I think tools that can be used to complete this project. Okay, so the data structure is the same as above. Yesterday. So something you can keep that in mind is something like that. So you can filter the date. For example, if you want to see only August to October, you can basically filter that. Let's say September, October, November. Boom, it's easy. I mean, Excel is super easy. If you want to look at some counties, want to look at Albany, for example, boom, and these are the cases, and that's basically over time. So let me just grab a little bit over here. I'll show you some Excel function. Um, no, no, let me just copy over here. But I'm not gonna give you super detail because these are pretty intuitive in most cases, but try not to give you too much information. Okay, so for example, if we want to look at the trend, for example, there is a function over here. If we go insert, there are some built-in functions available. So for example, if you drag this data from September 1st to 20, and the cases, you can either click the line over here and look at trends. So it's gonna basically show the trend, right, during the time period. So I mean, this is kind of like answering for number question one. So similarly, you can do by selecting other counties, you can make the time, similar figures. So nice thing about Excel, is it's very user friendly. So if you, for example, want to make some axis tighter, let's say this is like, okay, just a number of cases, you know, and for x-axis, it can be something like, um, this is something time period, right? I mean, whatever you name it, the time period or whatever. So you can make them tighter and you can make this a little bit cooler. Like you can see the color a little bit. So whatever you like, something like gray, or if you double click it, you can go here. You can make this a little thicker, make dark if you want to make some other dots that try something like that. Whatever thing you can play around, for example. So I think this instruction would be kind of like enough. So and to find the average and etc. I think I gave that instruction or in the class slide for Excel, and I didn't give any instruction to find the average in Tableau either. So you guys need to figure it out. So for that, so it's kind of easy. And as an exercise, if you have a hard time, try to Google it. I mean, there are tons of available function. But if I just give you the answer, basically I'm answering all the project and there is no meaning of for you to do the project. So I'm trying not to give too much information again. But so this is how you can deal with it. So basically you can um, uh, find a similar time period from March to December or any time period that you want to discuss. For example, if you want to focus on very certain time period, make sure you guys discuss the reason behind it. For example, if you want to look at uh, August to December, and your reason can be anything, but something it should be from you. For example, the school started from August, so you want to look at how the cases are different before or after starting the school or whatever. So you can just think about listening. So I will leave that up to you. This is only for Albany. And the first question was, I didn't ask you to only filter Albany, so basically you need to look at all the information. So in other words, you need to aggregate that. For example, this is just September 1st, and there are 60 some county. I think there are, no, I think it's 58 counties, but there are 58 September 1st. So somehow you need to collapse this for to answer number one. So in Tableau, that was quite easy, but I think you can either collapse using some summation function. For example, this is like a sum. If we drag that, that would be total number of cases. Oops, I think I went too far. Let's look at where is September 1st and it's 9791. Okay, so this is a total number of cases in September 1st. Similarly, you can do September 2nd and 3rd. So you can name the date as here, something like that. So this is date, and this is cases, and this is total number of cases in September 1st, and you can find something like that. So try to find a way to figure out this. I mean, it's kind of like easy. Excel is a very easy, user-friendly, but sometimes it requires lots of manual work. So especially when you deal with these huge data sets, Tableau is quite easy, but Excel is as powerful as Tableau, but you got to figure out some way around this. Sometimes, I mean, using some function or any other function. So try to figure out, I mean, that would be part of your exercise. So, again, if we go to the insert and there are recommended chart, it's quite nice. I mean, so if you want to look at cases and like that, there are this recommended chart. It's basically showing you, okay, the blue bar is, I think, the number of cases, and then the this orange bar is number of deaths. So basically, you can make the two trends in one line. So I didn't specify time period. That's why the horizontal is just 1 through 22. But if you drag with the date, that it should come up over here. And it said the series 1 and 2, but because I didn't drag the title. So this is something you can, for example, if I select with the title over here, it should come up the legend of the case and that. So as you modify over here, it's gonna just appear here. So as I did previously, you can work on over here a little bit to make chart a little bit better. Better. So let's say if this is black, and because you want to make it something like gray, and let's make it dots, and let's make something like that. Let's make this something cooler by looking at this. So basically 2 lines. So when you look at the newspaper, sometimes you see chart or something like that. I mean, obviously many newspapers use Excel function to create chart. So this chart function itself is very, very powerful. So I hope when you try to finish this project, you learn some useful tool that you can probably use later in your life. When you go to a company, they might ask you to make some trend chart or graphs. This might be very useful. So hope you learn a lot from this project. And sometimes, I mean, there exists some function you are curious about. It would be a very good exercise for you to actually dig into by looking at some sources available online or videos. I mean, because when you work at a company, probably not everyone has the answer. So that would be another exercise I want you to develop, especially reason why I'm asking, some extension in question 4 is I want you to try something, that nobody think of. I mean, even if somebody think of, I didn't specifically ask you to do something, but I want you to be something creative. So it doesn't mean that you need to do very fancy work, but something you want to tell the story. For example, the trend line, say you might want to say, okay, trend is increasing over time, like that. But what you want to extend, I mean, you can extend anything. For example, you can create something like, if this is, let's say, death divided by cases. Oops, this is regarding the state. So this is about 4.3 percentage. So say in on September 1st in Albany County, so there are 2,786 cases, but 120 people died. In other words, 4.38% of death rate out of cases. So this is something you can think of, and you can also look at this, trend over time, and what does it tell you? And you can look at by counties, by looking at Albany, or by looking at New York City, or Niagara, or any counties you might be interested in. So make some stories about that. And if you want to try to be even more creative, then maybe try to use other data source not available in here and try to merge it, but it's not necessary. But again, the extension is up to you. I just want to see what kind of a story you can tell out of this and what other things you can try to think of. So yeah, just think of this as a good exercise for you to think of. So hope this video give you enough instruction for exercise. Okay, I think I cover a little more than I cover in Tableau video. So again, feel free to use either Excel or Tableau. Both are very powerful too. There are pros and cons of each. So you can, I mean, Excel is very powerful. Many of the time I use Excel a lot. Well, Tableau is also very powerful, so I also use Tableau. So it would be a good opportunity for you, maybe learn both program or just focusing on one program and get familiar with that a little more. Okay, then good luck, guys. Let me end the video.